How you doing today? I'm FrankieG, the Cooking Cowboy, and today I'm going to be making a very special meal, and it's special for two reasons. One, I'm making a prime rib roast. That's special in and of itself. And two, I'm actually going to be using a new kitchen gadget that I picked up recently, and so far it's been working out great. What am I using? I'm using the Foodi 10-in-1 XL air fryer oven. It does a multitude of things. It does 10 different things, as you can see over there. But so far all I've done is make wings in it, and I'm very happy about it. But today we're stepping it up because we're going to be making a prime rib roast. A nice salt and pepper crust is going to be formed on the outside of the prime rib, and I'm going to be making some baby yellow potatoes at the same time, and I'm going to be making some fresh steamed broccoli. So let's get started. First off, we're going to start with the star of the show. We got a nice prime rib roast here. This is a 5-pounder. I picked it up at Gordon's. Couldn't find it anywhere. I tried Sam's Club. I tried Myers. And finally, I gave a call to Gordon's. They said they had them in stock. So here we go. A nice prime rib roast. What you're looking for is something with a lot of fat on the outside, which we have here, and some great marbling in the center, which we have. All right, so the first thing I want to do is you want to salt it up. Now, the reason I'm doing this early is because you got to do this for about 45 minutes and just let it set. And this way I can explain some of the functions of the 10-in-1 air fryer. So let's get that going. Now don't be afraid when you see how much salt I put on this, because it needs a lot of salt. It's going to create a beautiful crust on the outside. You can't go wrong with all this salt. The more the better. And again, what are we using? Pink Himalayan sea salt. And a good amount of pepper as well. Okay, now that we've got that done, I'm going to sit it off to the side, and in about 45 minutes we're going to get this party started. So now that we've got a little time, no pun intended, because I'm going to be using some time. So now that we have some time, let's go over some of the functions of the air fryer. But before I get started, I need to have my mind clear. So what can I use to clear my mind? I got it. A little vino. So I'm drinking wine from a box, Cabernet Sauvignon. Look, it comes with its own spigot and everything. Nectar of the gods. All right. So let's discuss some of the things that it can do. There's two sayings that can be applied here. One is you get what you pay for, and two, bigger is better. First of all, it has a bigger footprint. It comes with a crisper rack, a decent sized crisper rack. It comes with two pans, two of these pans, a broiling pan, and it comes with 2 racks. Very important. The more utensils, the better. And this one actually cost around $2.79 from Target. So all the buttons are up here on the handle. Here's your power button on the left. And as you can see, here you have a choice of whole roast, air fry, bake, dehydrate, broil, toast, bagel, pizza, and reheat. Now the difference between this one and the 8-in-1 is this one comes with the dehydrate and a reheat. If you don't want to spend a few extra bucks, which I did want to spend because I wanted the dehydrate option, then you could save about 30 or 40 bucks and you get the 8-in-1 from Walmart. This one again I got in Target for $2.79. The other one goes for about $2.40. All right, but I wanted those features. So basically what you want, once you first get this and you take it out, you want to wash all the utensils that are inside it, all of the stuff that comes with it, which you want to wash them all with warm soapy water. Then you want to put them in here and you want to cook them on whole roast or air roast, I'm not sure, but it comes with a whole bunch of books. So let's look. First you have your Ninja Foodi DT200. It's actually a 201 because the 200 is the 8-in-1. So you have your DT201 book, and it tells you in the beginning that you need to wash everything out before the first use. Here's some directions for you. It tells you to remove any packaging material, remove all accessories, wash the air fry basket sheet pan, wash all the utensils in warm soapy water, then rinse and dry. Do not put the sheet pan, roast tray, or removable crumb tray in the dishwasher because they could degrade the finishes on them. And of course, never submerge the main unit in water. So now what they want you to do is to air roast on 450 degrees for 20 minutes with all of the accessories inside. This way it burns off any oils or anything that's on it. So that's good for first use. It also comes with a quick guide, let's get cooking, on 2 levels. That's a big important thing because this has different levels. It's hard to see, but on the left and right hand side, it's numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is important because with this thing, with this unit, you could do 2 levels of cooking. Now here's your light. The light comes on when it's on. Then you have 2-level cooking. And as you can see when I change it, this is saying for air fry, you keep it on level 3, but that's if you have 1 level. If you have 2 levels, it tells you level 2 and level 4. And it's different for each function. So if I move this here, this is the function button. You could see it's switching to air roast and then whole roast. And as you can tell, see level 1 to level 1 and 4. And then when you come down to air roast, again, level 1 and 3 now. So it all depends on what you're doing with it, on which levels you're going to use. Now, for the prime rib roast, which is actually a recipe in the book. Oh, that's another thing. It comes with this book with all these recipes in it. I'm only going to use a simple salt and pepper, but if you could see, here's a picture of the prime rib roast. It's beautiful. So I'm going to be using part of the recipe for the yellow potatoes because the potatoes are going to cook in here at the same time. That's the beauty of this unit. You can do multi-level cooking and you can cook multiple things at one time. So for this particular one, what we're going to choose is whole roast. And we're going to go with 2-level. All right, and it'll tell you level 1 and level 4. So level 1 is where the roast is going to go, and level 4 is where the potatoes are going to go. So in effect, what we're doing here is we're going to be using it like this. This can come out, and this can come out. This comes out, and we're going to be using the roasting pan inside the other pan. So the roast will go here on level 1, and the crisper tray where the potatoes are going to go on this tray is going to go on level 4. And that's what we mean by 2-level cooking. You can cook multiple things at one time, and that was another selling point. So again, we can go through the functions. You got whole roast, air fry, bake, dehydrate, broil, toast, bagel, pizza, and reheat. But we're going to stick with whole roast, 2-level. Now, once this thing gets started, you'll see that I'm going to let it preheat. Now, it doesn't come up to temp all the way. So it tells me in the book that I'm going to start off at level 450 for 25 minutes. So after the 25 minutes, we're going to drop it down to 250, and then we're going to cook it another hour. Now these are all estimates. Now if you really look in this book, if you look down in the bottom corner right here, it tells you that you should be 130 to 135 degrees. So I actually am going to be placing a thermometer in it to get it to 130 or 135 degrees. So time is important, but temperature is what's most important. So as soon as it's ready to go, when it's ready to get in there, I'm going to preheat it. I'm going to get this party started. All right, and then we can start the rest of the ingredients. I'll see you then. Okay, so it's been about 45 minutes. It's been sitting. I let the salt and the pepper, build that crust on the outer portion of the prime rib roast. So now we want to get started. So the first thing we need to do is get this baby started and get it preheated on whole roast. So now the power's on. We want to select the function, whole roast. We want 2-level cooking. We want to set this for 25 minutes. Oops, went a little too far. And we want to set this on 450 degrees. Okay, so it's at 450 degrees. And then we want to hit start. So we're going to let this preheat, and when it's done preheated, we're going to get the roast in. And I also made some potatoes. Now what I did was I got some petite gold potatoes, and I covered them with a tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and some thyme. And it said to use canola oil, but we don't use canola oil, so I used avocado oil. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this crisping tray. We're going to do that for the potatoes. Let's get that on there. The recipe actually called for 3 pounds, but it had a 2-pound bag, and that's what I'm using. As you can see, this tray can accommodate a lot more than 2 pounds. That's the beauty of this air fryer. It holds a lot of stuff in one shot. And we want to get the roast. We want to put the roast on the pan. Now it says it's preheated, so we want to open it up. Put this on level 1. Put the crisping tray on level 4. And you can see how well it fits in there. So now again, we're at level 1 and level 4. We're going to let this baby go for 25 minutes at 450 degrees. Also, I'm making some fresh broccoli, which I'm going to be steaming. Let's get that on the stove and let that wait. But this is going to be sitting for a while. So now, while that's all happening, I'm going to clean all this mess up, and then we're going to come back. So there's less than a minute to go on the first step. That's 450 degrees for 25 minutes. As soon as that timer goes off, what we're going to do is we're going to drop the temperature down to 250 degrees and let it run for another hour. When that's done, we're going to bring it out and we're going to tent it with some tin foil, let it go about 15 minutes, and then we're going to cut into it and see how it is. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now the first step is done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set it again for whole roast, 2 level. We're going to drop the temp down to 250. 250, all right, 250 degrees. And we're going to set that up to 1 hour. 1 hour, and then we're going to hit start. And that's it. Now we got to wait about an hour. So in about a half hour, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the broccoli started because I'm going to need to steam the broccoli. After that, the next step is to tent it and let it sit for 15 minutes. And then we're going to cut it open and see how it looks. See you in about an hour. Okay, so we have a little under a half hour to go. So what I want to do is I want to get the broccoli started so we can get this all out at the same time. Let's get that started. You got to be careful with this because I don't like it too mushy and we don't like it crunchy. We want it to be just right. So we're going to keep an eye on this. So there's about 13 minutes left in the cook time. So let's go check the broccoli and make sure that it's not becoming too mushy. Let's go. Actually, I think it's about perfect. So I'm going to shut it down and take it off the heat. Now it's still going to be steaming, so we got to get it out of there right now. Let's taste another one. It's in perfect consistency. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it in a plastic bowl, put it inside the microwave. I'm going to let it sit inside there so it's out of the way. So let's get it in the microwave. So as you can see by the timer, there's a little over 10 minutes left, about 10 and a half minutes. So when it's done, we're going to get it out. We're going to tent it with some tin foil. We're also going to tent the potatoes with tin foil as well and let them rest. See you in about 10 minutes. So now it's done. So let's get it out. Here's the potatoes. Potatoes look crunchy. Got them out. Let's tent them as well. So now let's get the roast out. Look at that. So now let's get that tented. And let's set the timer for 15 minutes. So we'll be back in 15 minutes, and when that's done, we're going to cut it open and we're going to see just how this came out. This is a real test for this air fryer. You hear that? That's 15 minutes. We've been letting it rest 15 minutes. Let's shut the timer off. Let's untent these. Let's get the potatoes into a roasting pan. They're very crispy on the outside. Let's get some salt on them. Let's get a taste on one. Wow, really good. I'm just going to throw them in the microwave for like 30 seconds to heat them up a little. Oh, here's the broccoli. Okay, so now let's get this meat off the pan and onto the cutting board. Oh, let's check the internal temperature first. Look at that. I said 130 to 135. Now it's been resting for 15 minutes, but it's reading 132, 133 degrees internal temperature. That's perfect. Let's get this out of the way. Roasting pan's not that hot, so we can put it here. Let's get this onto the cutting board. All right, look at that. It's looking beautiful. Let's get it cut and just see how it looks. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's a little pink on the inside. It's actually a medium. I wanted medium rare, but it's medium, but it's still a good tender cut of meat. So let's get it sliced up and get a taste. We also got the potatoes out. The potatoes are excellent. They're crispy on the outside. They're soft and tender on the inside. So let's get a piece of this meat cut. Look at that. Oh, I almost forgot. Let me go get the good paper. Let's get this on the plate. It's beautiful. So let's get a piece cut. Look at this, it's tender. Let's take it. Wow. Unbelievable. It's tender, juicy. It's beautifully done. Let's check the broccoli out. Broccoli is perfect. And again, the potatoes. Potatoes are really good. Really good. Overall, for a test, this Ninja Foodi 10-in-1 XL is excellent. Excellent. I would recommend it to everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to get notifications. And please, please share with your friends. Until next time, FrankieG, the Cooking Cowboy, signing off. Sayonara. See you next time.